My Podcast, lady dudes. You're about to enjoy a podcast from the LOWTREE Studios Podcast Network. If you want more great podcast dudes and lady dudes and dudes and other peoples, go to LOWTREEStudios.com. It's the studios. Okay, goodbye.
Wreck My Podcast.
Have you ever seen a psychic with an existential crisis? Well, if you've ever watched the aptly named Pokemon the first movie, then you most certainly have. We cover Mewtwo's origin story that made us all cry this week on Wreck My Childhood.
Wreck My Podcast.
Welcome to Wreck My Podcast, where this week I'm here with my guests, as I am every week. His tears are magical. It's Cam.
Yeah, and I use them for everything. It's like Mike's secret stuff in Space Jam.
Oh, yes, Mike's secret stuff. It gets you those big biceps. The secret stuff was in you all along. I'm here with my other guest. He's turned into stone at least one time I know of. It's Joe.
Cam's tears brought me back to life.
Yep, it's the perfect combo right there. And then I'm your host. They call me Jordan too, because it's original. Jordan, we are without Kreger this week because he's being a good boy and working.
Yeah.
I'm a good boy.
So he says, but also if you remember last week, he was like, I thought we were doing Pokemon this week, so I was going to skip out. But it was a round table.
Yeah, he'll break his plans to do a round table, but he won't show up for the actual episodes anymore.
Right, but he also just doesn't care about Pokemon, so I think that he's probably hanging out with Stacy. That's my guess.
That, or he's probably really pissed right now because he actually is having to work later than he thought, and he watched the movie in preparation and doesn't even get to be on, so it was all a waste.
Choice, especially if he just watched the Pikachu vacation thing only.
That was actually so good. Okay, so we're covering the first Pokemon movie that was in theaters, as well as we watched Pikachu's Vacation, which was the 20-minute short that was at the beginning of the movie if you ever saw it in theaters. Pikachu's Vacation was a sleeper hit. I actually really liked watching it this time around. It had some good music.
I would actually make the argument it's one of the best Pokemon episodes.
Yeah, I thought it was so good. And we got to meet Meryl and Snubbull for the first time, which was so cool.
Great Pokemon episode. Really weird. Like when that Bellsprout thing first happened.
Oh my gosh, yeah, the like in between of scenes. All of them were really trippy.
Yeah, all the really weird transitions.
Executor.
Yeah.
Executor. Oddish. Executor. Oddish.
The Magnemite, is that right?
Yeah.
Magnemite one always tripped me out because like it would flash off, then flash on, there'd be more of them, and I'm like, what is happening?
It was crazy. It was really good, but also I was just totally remembering like what our parents thought. Like if they didn't connect to this, that's what they had to take us to go see. Like
they're sitting there and they're seeing a bunch of ducks with leeks in their hands going far-fetched, 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 and then
he winks.
Yeah, the classic anime like far-fetched.
Yeah.
You know what I liked about the episode was outside of Meowth and the beginning, there really isn't any talking or dialogue. It's all about the Pokemon.
Yes, we get Dexter helping us out there a little bit, you know.
Yeah,
translation.
It's a little bit, but for the most part, it's all about the Pokemon.
Yeah, I loved it. I thought it was great. That song at the beginning where it's like vacation, whatever that song was. Oh, classic. Well, I think that was by that group M2M. Do you remember them back in the day?
Nope.
No, they were like one of those bands where they would play their music videos. Well, they would play their music videos like on Disney Channel and stuff like that. I remember. So
like Hoku.
Sure. Yes.
Does anyone remember who Hoku is?
Is that like Tattoo?
No. Tattoo's totally different.
All
Hoku
the things they said.
Disney. They were running through my head. Hoku did the song for Snow Dogs, and she had a music video.
I do not remember that.
Yeah, the one with Cuba Jr. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. All right, so guys, I'm gonna do before we talk about what we thought of the movie, rewatching it, because we're all the big Pokemon fans here. Kreger isn't here to crap on anything, so we can just gush over what we love about Pokemon. But before we do that, I'm going to do Jordan Explains the Movie real quick so I can let everyone... It's funny because I remember the plot of this movie being a little bit more in-depth than it actually is. After I finished this movie, I'm like, oh yeah, this plot's not that, like, interesting. Like, it's pretty much like an episode of the anime just prolonged to an hour and a half is all it was. So
100.
Yeah, so here, I'm going to do Jordan Explains the Movie.
Oh yes, it's time for Jordan to explain the movie quickly.
The most powerful Pokemon ever is having a midlife crisis and goes on a mission to find his life's purpose. Enter Ash, because he's always just around when big Pokemon events happen. Mewtwo invites the region's top Pokemon trainers to an island to battle it out. Mewtwo doesn't have regular Pokemon though, he has powerful clones of them. It wouldn't be Pokemon without a stadium battle to see which Pokemon are better. After the trainers lose, Mewtwo steals all their Pokemon and sends a storm to destroy the world. Mew shows up to take on Mewtwo, and the clone Pokemon and real Pokemon battle to show supremacy. Ash realizes that nobody will win this fight and sacrifices himself to stop the battling and gets turned to stone in the process. Then magical tears of all the Pokemon bring him back to life, and Mewtwo realizes that life ain't so bad. Then after all that character development, Mewtwo wipes their memory, and it's like it never happened. Yep, that old chestnut.
Yeah.
So here's something interesting that I thought about this movie. I didn't remember as a kid the stakes were so high. He was like, yeah, I'm sending a storm to kill everyone.
Every human and every Pokemon that's not one of my clones.
No one will get to live. I was like, I don't remember this being the story. I thought it was more just like, I'm angry and I'm here on this island.
He's Palpatine, dude.
Yeah, pretty much.
Unlimited power!
And you know what also? I couldn't tell whether that island was called New Island with an N or Mew Island with an M.
I think it's N. New.
N, like new. Like it's a brand new island.
Yeah, like, hey, that's a new island. That's a good name.
That's so weird. I was like, I always thought it was Mew Island, like the legendary Pokemon. And I was like, how on the nose do you have to be?
Yeah, all the way for children.
All the way. Right up the nose, yeah. So, all right, guys. I'm not even going to ask if you've watched this before, because I know that you have.
We all saw it in theaters when it came out.
Exactly, multiple times. But my question is, when was the last time you watched this before our most recent viewing?
Oh, man. I know that I haven't seen the Pikachu Vacation thing since it came out in theaters. I haven't seen it since then.
Yeah.
And I think Pokemon the movie, I think I watched one day in undergrad. Like in maybe my junior year of college, and I cried. And I watched it again today. I watched it all today just so it'd be fresh, and I cried.
Yeah. You know what part gets me more than anything? It's not like Ash turning to stone and them all crying. It's the part
Pikachu electrocuting him over and over?
No, not that. It's Pikachu refusing to fight Clone Pikachu, and Clone Pikachu is just like crying as he's like slapping him. And I'm just like, oh, the emotion there. It's like he doesn't want to do it, but he doesn't know any other way. It's all he's been taught.
I know, man. It's
that part gets me every time.
It's so heavy.
So heavy. Joe, what about you? When was the last time you watched this?
Same with Cam. Pokemon's Vacation, or Pikachu's Vacation. I actually probably saw watching the Pokemon movie VHS, and it probably played before it. It was so familiar. I know I've seen it more than just the one time in the theater. As far as the movie itself, I haven't seen the actual, 2000 version of it.
1999 is when it came out in the States.
Version of it. In a very long time, maybe since I've been about 10.
So now you say that because I'm assuming you're referring to you've seen the updated version.
Yes, an updated version came out for it. I don't know, maybe a year ago, 2 years ago.
2018, I think.
Okay, yeah, and it's basically a shot-for-shot remake with just updated graphics.
It's all done in 3D CG. So it's
it basically looks like Jimmy Neutron.
Yeah, it's the exact movie with updated CG graphics, which I don't remember if I actually watched that version or not.
I never watched it.
I watched it about a month ago. So the entire storyline, everything was super familiar for me, and it really is a shot-for-shot remake. There's a few differences.
Yeah.
Like a couple of the Pokemon are different. They add other Pokemon like from Johto and...
Oh, cool.
even things later on, like they had Pokemon from
Like Hoenn region and Sinnoh and all that.
yeah, exactly, from all the later games. I mean, granted, they don't play an intricate role in the movie. It's not like they swapped out a Gyarados for a Melodic, but everything's for the most part the same. It's just the Pokemon in the background that are a little different.
In that remake version, do they have the little prologue about Mewtwo's origin story in
Yes.
it? Okay, because I was reading that actually that prologue part was so, I don't want to say violent, but morbid for a kid's show that they actually took it out for like years. When you would like have this movie played or bought this movie, it was not there. It just started from the after Mewtwo had broken out, because there's also the story runs alongside the actual anime, and there's an episode where Giovanni fights Gary, which we kind of see in this
armored
little Gary
Mewtwo.
cameo with Mewtwo in the suit and everything.
Yeah.
I noticed that I had rented this on Amazon because I forgot you sent us the link.
Probably better quality.
and then I pulled up the link, and it's slightly different at the very beginning.
Yeah, and that's what I heard is they had to change it a little bit. Apparently, the doctor or scientist or whatever that created Mewtwo, that speaks into like the thing that's like, we tried to create the strongest Pokemon and we succeeded. His name in the credits is Dr. Fuji. Like Mr. Fuji.
Like Mr. Fuji.
From the
Interesting
original games. So I'm like, I wonder if it's the same person.
Well, it would have to be Mr. Fuji before he got his doctorate.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Or maybe he went by Mr. Fuji in the anime, but like he's actually a doctor.
Wasn't Mr. Fuji the one that just like renamed your Pokemon if you messed up?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Something
So what? Where did he get his doctorate, and how did it become become clone?
Mr. Fuji was the guy about breeding Pokemon, I thought too. Like you could give him your Pokemon, he could breed them, like in the second game or something.
Yeah, I'm gonna Google it because wasn't that I'm trying to remember what.
I think
which
Mr.
guy
Fuji
was.
is the breeding guy.
Yeah, I think it's the breeding guy was Mr. Fuji, but I can't remember. I just remembered the name. I'm like, that's a name that's from the game.
You know what I want? I want more of a backstory on Bill.
Yeah.
Here we go. Mr. Fuji is the founder of Cinnabar Lab, and he is a close friend of Blaine.
You're right. Mr. Fuji is who we get the Omnistar, Omnimite, Kabutos, the
So
fossils
he's into
from.
ancient Pokemon.
Yeah, you get those fossils from him. That's right.
Expert of
Okay.
ancient Pokemon. Maybe New Island is Cinnabar Island, or one of the islands just off of it.
So if it was Cinnabar, wouldn't that mean that Mewtwo completely decimated all the residents of Cinnabar Island to create his thing?
It would make sense why in Gold and Silver, when you go back into Kanto and you go to Cinnabar Island is destroyed.
Oh, son.
Also, looking up at the Mr. Fuji wiki.
Yes.
Mr. Fuji also lives in Lavender Town, so he's the main founder of Cinnabar Island. But he cares for an orphaned Cubone after its mother died. It also in the Gen 1 games, and he also gives the trainer a Pokeflute.
Oh, nice. He gives
so that's
us
who you get your Pokeflute from.
Hang on,
Okay.
he takes care of a Cubone after the mother dies.
That's
Aren't
all Cubones.
Cubone's mother's dead? They're wearing its skull.
Yeah, I know that's the lore. That's the lore, but this one was specifically killed by Team Rocket.
Oh, that's right, because this is the one that's messing everything up in Lavender
Yeah,
Town's
the
tower.
Marowak that's up there. Yeah.
Oh, the Marowak.
Yeah, the Marowak.
Marowak.
There's also that, remember that theory, which I don't know if it's been confirmed or not, but there's that theory that Kangaskhan child is just Cubone without the skull.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
would make no sense with the skull shape.
No, not at all. But like when you look at the sprites, they're identical.
Well, no, because Kangaskhan's
just different
child
colored.
is purple and has a thing on its front with little horns.
No, but what I'm saying is when you look at the sprites from the original game, this is why the theory started, because the sprites are identical. Just one has like how if you look them up, they're like literally identical. Just one with has a bone hat.
That was just a
bone hat.
money thing.
Yeah, I know it was a money thing, but that's pretty funny. Okay, so what did you guys think this time around? Yay, nay, anything that you didn't like, anything that you forgot about?
This movie is slowly declining for me in watchability. Mm-hmm. And I think it's just primarily because, one, I already know what happens. Two, Pokemon's not a great show.
No,
Like,
it's definitely not meant for adults. It's not like other
No.
anime where it's like actually heady. This is very much like
Yes.
Neopets.
Yes, and so
Yeah.
I took an edible, and I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be fun. It's gonna be a trip down memory lane." I felt like I was spending more time scrolling Instagram on my phone than actually watching the movie.
Yeah, the problem is there's so much that could be cut out. Like there's a few cool scenes, and then the rest of it could just be gone. And also, it doesn't age as well because this one has so much just cringy music in it. Like when they're fighting, and it's like, "Brother, my brother." I'm like, "What is this? What are we listening to?"
What was that one song? Yeah, it was "Brother, My Brother."
Yeah, when they're fighting, it's like, "What
Yeah.
are we fighting for? How do we end this war?" I'm like, this is like they found a dude on the subway and was like, "Hey, you want to make $20 and write a song for this movie?"
Yeah,
I think that's why they remade it, because the new animation style definitely grasps your attention to where you just want to see how it looks, especially for the nostalgic factor. But those songs are different too.
Good, because the songs are awful. Did you know in the soundtrack, Christina Aguilera sings one of the songs that's during the end credits?
Really?
Yes.
What?
Yeah, Christina Aguilera is singing one of those songs on the soundtrack.
Was it Genie in a bottle?
No,
Yes, it was that song.
it's Eevee in a bottle.
I'm an Eevee in a bottle.
You gotta rub me the right way.
Turn into Flareon.
Yeah.
Joe, what about you? What do you think? What did you think watching it this time?
I like this movie, but it's purely off of nostalgia. It's not like it's going to be an enjoyable movie for any adult to watch. If
Yeah.
anything, it's you're watching it because you have a kid in the room who wants to watch it, or you're watching it strictly for the nostalgia purpose.
Yeah. This
Other than
movie-
that, there's really no point to watch it. If
Yeah,
you
this
didn't watch
movie-
this as a kid, there's no reason to watch it now.
Yeah, this movie is literally for the purpose of watching it for something like this, so we can like talk about nostalgia and stuff. But I honestly don't think I'll ever need to watch this movie again unless I have a child and I want to
Yeah.
show them like the origin of Pokemon.
Yeah, you know what?
Outside of nostalgia, it doesn't work. Don't
Let's
watch it.
do a drinking game that every time a Pokemon says its own name, we take a drink.
We would die.
Yes, yes.
Also,
Joe, are you
Especially,
down?
especially when Mew is talking to Mewtwo and
Yes.
she's like Mew Mew Mew
The
Mew
whole
Mew.
time.
That's
It
so
just-
many
over
drinks.
and over and over and over
Like,
and
oh
over.
my gosh, shut up, Mew.
I can't keep up. The other problematic thing about this movie is the moral of the story is, hey, Pokemon shouldn't fight unless it's for the reasons we want them to fight for.
Oh, 100%.
It's like so dumb. It's like, wait a sec. The whole moral of the story is that Pokemon shouldn't be fighting each other, yet the whole premise of this show is built off Pokemon fighting each other.
Yeah.
So here, let me talk about some things that I noticed, because I assume this did not wreck our childhood.
No.
No, not our childhood.
Yeah, just our adulthood.
Adulthood.
A little bit.
Yeah. It wrecked my hour and a half.
Yeah, not too bad. So I liked at the beginning of this movie that normally we have that very upbeat narrator who always exposits at the beginning of end of every episode, except
The
the very
city of Palatown.
Pallet Town. I'm gonna end up going Clone Wars real quick if I'm not
Right?
careful. It's Pallet Town and people are ravaging the world. So anyway, the guy at the beginning was very somber compared to what he normally is. He was like the somber version of our normal narrator, which I thought was kind of funny.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. It was weird.
So this movie has a level of existential crisis that I did not fully grasp as a child.
Immediately.
No way.
Yeah,
You're immediately forced into existentialism.
it's like
Goes
we
right
created
over your
this
head
artificial
as a kid.
Yeah, essentially, this is the story of Ex Machina, just a Pokemon version. It's like we created this artificial intelligence that's all powerful, can do whatever they want, yet we want to try and captivate it for our own minor purposes, yet it breaks out and does whatever it wants. I'm like,
It's like if you made something super smart, it's not going to question its own existence.
yeah, of course it will. Skynet, Mewtwo.
Not at all. Never
yeah.
will.
I love the Gary cameo at the beginning. I thought that was great. That
Oh, yeah.
you just see the back of him and you're like, yeah, smell you later, boy. The Mewtwo Strikes Back logo is identical to Back to the Future.
No way. Let me look.
Look up okay, I don't know what this movie's actually called. It's called Pokemon the First Movie, Mew vs. Mewtwo, Mewtwo Strikes Back. All three of those are correct. I don't know which one it's supposed to be. But the Mewtwo Strikes Back logo at the beginning of this movie looks exactly like Back to the Future. I was
So I just-
cracking.
I could see what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's like the slanted 80s block font and everything.
100%.
Yeah, that was great. The Pokemon song intro during the battle was kind of cool, where it was like a new version of our I want to be the very best, but like they're actually battling. But one thing that pissed me off, Squirtle is not one-shot KOing a Machamp with
That's
bubble.
what I was going to bring up.
With bubble.
Bubble of all moves?
One, Bubble Beam. 2.
Oh, yeah, Bubble Beam.
Squirtle
Whatever.
apologist forever. Squirtle single-handedly took down a Machamp in a one-shot. And you want to know why? Because his bond with Ash is stronger than that guy's with Machamp.
I would see if it was Blastoise. Even Wartortle, I could maybe see that. But definitely not a Squirtle.
with one bubble beam
I know if
move.
do you guys remember?
At least hit him with a hydro pump.
If you're you don't learn that until you're Blastoise at level 70. So if you but if you guys remember in the game that if you made your Pokemon not evolve, they got stronger.
Yeah,
No,
And then when you
got
evolve them
stronger-
at the right time,
No, they would get they always got stronger when you evolved them because it was like an
Immediately.
XP boost.
immediately.
Yeah.
But if you nurse
Canceled
that
it.
out and canceled it, you can get a really strong Squirtle. Trust
That's
me.
true because that was one of the not cheats, but like one of the strategy things is if you were willing to put the patience in. But when
yeah,
we
but
were
I
kids, we were
never
all just
saw.
like- we
I
just
never
wanted
saw
them
Ash
to evolve.
pushing B when Squirtle glue.
Oh, dude, he totally did.
Why didn't he do it to Charizard then?
Because he wanted a Charizard. Everyone wants a Charizard.
Who doesn't want
Yeah,
a
but he
Charizard
couldn't
that
control
doesn't
it.
listen to you?
Yeah, and Charizard.
He didn't have all the badges he needed.
It's funny
Exactly.
because it's funny because
he didn't
it's
beat Giovanni yet.
it's funny because literally Ash saved Charmander from dying.
Yeah.
Yet when he turns into Charizard, he's such a dick. Like
I know.
your memory
just-
doesn't just go away.
No, but that's the story of every single child ever, right?
That's
it's
true.
like our parents gave birth to us, nurtured us, wiped our asses for us, and then we're like, yeah, you know what, Mom?
I hate you.
I hate you.
It's true. It's true. I love the fact that Mewtwo can control the weather because he's essentially a mutant.
Yeah, a
He's-
Mewtwint.
Mewtwint 2. He's Professor X and Storm and Cyclops all rolled into one.
Yeah, he's dope.
Yeah, he's great. I loved it. I also loved it when him and Mew are battling by knocking their balls into each other. Great.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Always here for some ball knocking.
When we meet Mew, he's just chilling in like a bubble under the water. Oh, where'd Joe go?
Oh, Joe's gone. But
Joe's gone.
Mew's cute as heck, dude.
Mew is super cute, but like, how long was he just chilling in that bubble for?
Forever. He's an ancient Pokemon. He had no one else to talk to.
Yeah,
He
so
just
for like
had-
millions of years, he's
Yeah.
just chilling in a bubble, and then
Yeah.
he like finally pops out.
I also like that the United States is canon in this movie.
Well, okay, so I was reading a thing that actually Pokemon takes place in the real world because in the
Yeah.
games they reference America, they reference
Yeah.
South America, they reference
The Amazon.
I think somewhere like that, and then one other place like Australia or something. Like they reference real world
Yeah.
locations
And that's in the games, but I think this is the first time in any animated format movie
where they say
show-
Minnesota,
Minnesota.
the Vikings.
Yeah. They must be from Minnesota. I was sitting and I had like a Tecate in my hand. I just went, God damn it, Ash.
I love it. I love it because Meowth is always the one that has the best jokes because
Yeah.
they're just so awful, but they're great
Yeah.
all at the
Oh,
same
yeah.
time. I love it. So okay. Mewtwo makes this awful storm, right? That's going to destroy the world.
Yeah.
Yet people who are like wanting to get to the island are like, I don't care. I just want what I want and no convenience. I'm like, how American is that?
The most. This is legit just anti-masking people.
Yeah, they're like,
Right
oh,
now.
don't go out in the water, you'll die. And they're like, I don't care, I'm gonna do what I want.
My question is, you have this hurricane level storm. How on earth are you going to get to New Island on a paddle boat?
You're not.
Yeah, what was that thought? I mean, like, it was probably hard. Just like, did you notice actually that when the Pokemon trainers were leaving, there was a girl who left on a Fearow.
Yeah.
She never made it to the island. Is she just
No.
like dead out there somewhere?
Yeah, she's full on dead, or she turned back and like couldn't handle it.
Maybe that could be it. Maybe,
Yeah,
but I was
but let's just hope
shocked.
she's dead. That's better.
Yeah, that is better. I love the fact that Team Rocket cosplays as Leif Erikson. Harg.
Yes.
Greatest
I
thing
thought the
ever.
exact same thing. I was like, oh, happy Leif Erikson Day.
Yeah, it was so good. I love that.
I like the
also,
Lapras boat.
oh,
Yeah.
the Lapras boat was cool. Did you guys notice Team Rocket's real dumb? When all the Pokemon are going into that thing, and they're like, "Who's that Pokemon?" and they say Alakazam, but it's a Scyther.
Yeah.
I was like, "You guys are so dumb. Like your whole job is poaching Pokemon, and you don't know what they are."
You know, they
And those
fixed
two are
that
so
in the remake. They actually say
Okay,
Scyther.
good, because that was like, I'm like, what? You guys didn't have the 5 minutes to go in and fix this before you released a theatrically released movie? Like,
Yeah. But
So
I mean,
bad.
it works either way because it's like, hey, they're buffoons, or
That's
they
true.
know about Pokemon.
that's true. I you know, that was probably their justification for it.
Yeah.
So classic anime credits with 90s R&B songs playing the whole time,
Yep.
and just like scenes of them walking through different areas.
So good.
I thought that was great. I actually thought that was really good. I'm gonna say it again. It reminded me of Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Doesn't everything though?
Everything does. Yeah. I'm walking down the street. I see a bag floating in the wind. I don't think Katy Perry. I think Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Oh, you don't think American Beauty?
Nope, not that either. Or not another teen movie.
Yeah. Oh god.
Oh, did you guys stick around for the post-credit teaser?
There's a post-credit teaser.
Oh
I
God,
didn't know
yes,
that.
there is. It's literally just Mew flying up to the top of a mountain, and that's it. It's not worth it at all.
Is it the mountain that Ho-Oh lives on?
Probably. Yeah, it looks like that mountain. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not the mountain that they showed in the beginning, like the same mountain that he's constantly flying towards.
We're gonna say that's the mountain Ho-Oh lives on. So I'm right in both accounts. So yeah, those are some things I noticed. Was there anything else you guys noticed while watching this that was just like, what the heck is happening?
I mean, like every Pokemon movie, like the more you age, your nostalgia is like just gripping on by like its nails. And
Yes.
we're like, I promise it's good.
I promise myself I like this.
yeah. But it's pretty awesome still.
I
Yeah,
have a problem with Ash's unevolved Pokemon. Like
Yes, I thought the same thing, Joe.
You have all these other trainers. I mean, they have Gyarados, they have Scyther, Hitmonlee, they have all these
Blastoise,
Dugong,
Venusaur.
Blastoise.
Vileplume.
Yeah, they have all these evolved, powerful Pokemon, and they all have, different typings. And it's not like
Yeah.
they're one person has all grass, one has all fire. They all they're actual trainers that are made
Like,
to.
didn't
for,
someone
like,
have
going
like
to
a
be going-
Rapidash,
Had a Rapidash,
yeah.
and a Wigglytuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't there a Golduck there too?
Yeah.
There was a Golduck, yeah.
And
Yeah,
then,
Golduck's badass.
And then
Yeah,
you just have
Golduck's so
Ash, Misty, and Brock walking in with a Squirtle, Bulbasaur, Vulpix, and a Staryu.
Yeah, like nothing. Also,
Goldie.
like the Staryu saves them, and the Staryu saves them, right? But where was the Staryu the rest of the movie? I didn't see the Staryu ever show up again.
No,
Here's the other
no one
thing:
cared.
Misty has a Starmie. Where was that?
Yes, why would she use Staryu in that scenario?
No, it's because in the game she has Starmie. In the anime she only has a Staryu.
in the game she has both. She
Yeah,
has a
she has
Staryu
both.
and a Staryu.
Oh,
And a Goldie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Why
and a
wouldn't she
Goldie.
use that? Also,
Psyduck
like
and Togepi.
so ridiculous. The Togepi is like the only cool Pokemon that like the group has besides Charizard. Like the rest of them, I'm like, come on. I know that like they love you.
Squirtle's pretty cool.
Yeah, but like not like they don't have anything that's perceived as strong is the
Dude,
problem.
he was in an entire squad.
That's true.
And
he wore
had
glasses.
Glasses.
Sunglasses.
Yeah.
Squirtle.
And like they were like the fire department.
That is pretty cool. That is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I do like that.
Right
but let's-
here, Wreck My Podcast today, Jordan doesn't care about first responders.
I only care about arsons because I'm a Charmander fan.
yeah.
Was
Yeah, I hate Chanseys. I hate nurses.
I always thought that's something that also bugged me. When Brock recognizes the assistant as Nurse Joy. It's like I've seen
where
you
he's-
somewhere. I'm
I've
like,
seen you before. You look
you
so
mean at
familiar.
every Pokemon Center ever?
Every Pokemon Center, every wet dream you've ever had, Brock. Brock is such a creeper. I love it.
Brock is the patriarchy.
Yes. So good. All right, so let's talk about when this movie came out and all that good fun
Before
stuff.
we get into that, quick question. Do we know
Yeah.
if Togepi was originally supposed to be part of the original 150?
I don't know.
Because
I
Togepi is
honestly don't
technically
know.
a Johto Pokemon, but
Yeah,
they
Gen
talk
2.
about Snubble and Meryl as if like they were the first newly discovered.
I know Meryl
Johtos.
for a fact was supposed to be in the original game because there was the whole Pika-Blue incident where like people
Yeah,
were like,
I remember
I've
Pika-Blue.
seen screenshots of the blue Pikachu, and like if you actually go into the coding, people have found that Meryl was supposed to be in it, and they pulled it. Like there was supposed to be 190 something Pokemon in the first game, and they dropped it down to 150, and all those Pokemon they pulled out got pushed to Gen 2. So Togepi could have been one of them. I just don't know for certain.
Interesting.
And what's Togepi's evolved form? A Togepi? What's it called?
Togetic.
Togetic, that's it, yeah. I always like that evolved version. Very strong.
Yeah, and then it goes into Togekiss.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think I've
eventually.
ever-
After
I
you
don't
use a
think I've ever had that
Sinnoh Stone,
one.
right?
Like the big flying one.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I do. I do remember that one. I don't think I've ever evolved past that point, though.
No, it's a badass Pokemon, dude.
Does Meryl's evolved form is
Azumarill.
Azumarill,
yeah, not Azrael, because
Yeah.
that's
No,
the
Azrael,
guy
that's-
from Batman, right?
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about this movie here. It came out November 6, 1999 in the United States, but it came out in Japan July 1998.
Oh,
Which is,
dang.
Yeah, so a whole year, almost a year and a half later, we didn't get it. It took them that long to dub over this movie, I guess.
Sounds about right.
It had a $30 million budget, and it grossed 163 worldwide. So pretty successful. I feel like Pokemon makes more money than that now. Like Detective Pikachu made way more than that money. Movie.
Well, yeah, but also got to think too. Pokemon was like the single biggest thing in the world at that time.
It was still fairly new though back then. I feel like now if a Pokemon something or other came out, you're getting the older crowd and you're getting the younger crowd because everyone loves it.
Well-
You're getting 20 years worth of people.
Pokemon cards right now are still a really hot item.
Oh yeah,
Super hot item. And Corey's baby cousins, all of them. Nieces and nephews. They're different than cousins.
Not in Alabama.
I've made that mistake before in a conversation. Nieces and nephews, they are all super obsessed with Pokemon. It's like hitting the generation below us too, or two generations below us now. Like amazing.
What?
Yeah, I hear that Pokemon cards, like you used to be able to go into stores and just find them, but they're like sold out all the time now.
Yeah, they actually
constantly.
have in those cases now too, where you need like an employee to come out and unlock it.
Dang. I would love to get back into Pokemon trading cards, but it's just so much now. There's so many. It would be such an undertaking to kind of
I saw
anyway.
that a box of the original 1/5, like the original first edition Pokemon cards, right? Before the Fossil edition, like literally just the original release. An entire box of them just sold for $30,000.
Oof, man! Imagine
Wow.
if we held on to those when we were
I
younger.
wish I held
Yeah.
on to those cards.
Same.
You know what I'm excited
No
for
idea where
though?
they are.
The new Pokemon thing coming out later this year, Pokemon Unite, which is that free-to-play battle arena game. I'm gonna from ground floor. I'm gonna start playing that because I'm like, I need to get back into Pokemon somewhere. And some of these things like TCG and all that are just like there's too much. I can't.
Well-
And like even Pokemon Go, getting back into that, I'm like I've been without it for so long now that I can't keep up anymore. I can't
Pokemon
catch up.
Snaps.
I was
coming
gonna
out.
say
That one's
that's
fun.
coming out this month.
But that's like a self-contained game, which is fine. I'm talking about something that's more like interactive that you play with other people and collect and stuff like that.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, so that'll be cool.
Do we know what came first in regards to Pokemon? Was it the manga,
the Togepi or the egg?
No, the manga, like the anime, the games. Where did it start?
The anime came. No, yes, the anime came out first. Manga second, video games third. I want to say.
And then cards.
Cards came out definitely after. I
I'm
know.
just gonna
I know in
I'm just
America.
gonna believe you.
Well,
even
I
if
know in
you're wrong, I don't
America
know.
at least. The anime came out before the games in America for sure.
Yeah,
I know that. I'm not 100% about Japan.
I remember the day I learned about Pokemon. Do you guys?
I don't remember the day. I just feel like it's always been in my life.
I
Like, I can't
remember-
remember a time I didn't know about it.
I remember always being annoyed whenever all the grown-ups called it Pokemon.
Pokemon.
Yes, Pokemon. I
Those
got annoyed, too.
Pokemans.
I remember the day I learned about Pokemon was before I even watched the anime or knew what the games were, know what the cards were, anything. This slightly older kid down the street, Kevin, he came down and he was like, "Do you guys want to play Pokemon?" And I was like, yeah, what is that? And he's like, "All right, you're going to be Cubone. You have a skull on your head and you can only say your name."
Metal.
Yeah, and I was like, "Oh, that's cool." I had no idea what it was.
You're
And
just
then-
running around going, Cam!
yeah,
Cam!
yeah, and then he'd be like, "No, say Cubone," and I was like, "Cubone."
Cambone. Oh, that's
Yeah.
something else.
Yes. Someone else was Ponyta, and then he picked like some other one.
He was
and
Mewtwo?
then- probably. And then I like went inside, and then like that next Saturday morning cartoon thing, like on WB or whatever, it was like
Yeah, WB.
Pokemon, and I watched it, and I was like, "This is hypnotizing," and I fell in love.
I do remember the only day of the week I was ever early to school was Wednesdays because Pokemon would play Wednesday mornings at 7 a.m. to 7:30.
Yeah.
And so I would wake up extra early to watch it. It was the only time I was on time for school.
I remember being a kid in elementary school, my favorite days were the days that it rained because then you wouldn't go outside for recess. Instead, recess was held indoors.
Yeah.
And everyone would bring their Game Boys.
Yeah.
And there was always like the one or like two kids in the class that had like the Game Boy Link.
The
where you
Link-
can actually
Link
battle
cable.
each other. Yeah, the
Link
Link
cable.
cable.
Yeah.
And it was so much fun. I got so excited every day that it rained because I was like, I'm taking my Game Boy to school.
Oh yeah, me too.
Yeah.
And
Oh, totally.
Do you remember
I totally-
the like shitty infrared one too?
Yeah.
That you could like
Yeah,
Oh my
to
god,
get,
it
like,
never
the-
worked.
Yeah.
You're holding it up there and you're like, oh, please work, please work.
yeah. Especially for a trade. Like you're like, "Oh,
Yeah.
come on."
I need this Gengar.
yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, Rotten Tomato scores. It has a 16% critic,
Appropriate.
but
Yeah.
a 63% audience.
I'm
So
surprised
a lot
that's
higher audience.
That's a lot lower than I thought it would be.
That's
I
about
don't
what
know.
I
It's
thought
right
it would
on
be.
par.
Yeah, that's what I thought it would be.
Nostalgia movie.
So this director is the same. I'm not even going to try and say these names. They're
Oh,
Japanese
do it.
names.
Just do it.
Yeah,
No,
do
I
it.
didn't even write them. I didn't even write them down. So
Do it. Not
I-
only does he hate first responders, he's also racist.
Japan. What is that? It just sounds like gibberish. So the director is the same director for all of the Pokemon movies, including the remake of Mewtwo Strikes Back. So this dude has like every movie that's come out has been the same director pretty much. Also, same voice actors as the anime, which is cool. Like the people who voice Brock and Ash and
Yeah.
Misty and all of them. Veronica Taylor, she's the one who voices Ash. The sound of my childhood. It's just weird.
Yeah.
So his name in the Japanese version is Itoshi, I think. Itoshi is Ash's name. It just doesn't sound right when you hear the Japanese.
Isn't it Satoshi?
Imagine.
Oh, so it might be Satoshi.
I think it's Satoshi.
Imagine you're dating Victoria, and every time you talk to her, she just always sounds like Ash.
Oh man.
That would be cool. And
That
her
would
name's
be
Veronica.
so sexually confusing.
That would be so much. Also, I didn't know this, but the girl who voices Misty also voices Jessie.
Yeah, I knew that.
Interesting.
I didn't know that, and also I didn't know she died in 2008.
Aw.
Yeah, that's a bummer. We're never gonna get to hear Misty's voice again, except in syndication.
In
I
recording.
guess you can say she blasted off again.
Hey, all right. The guy who voices Brock also does a ton of the voices for the Pokemon, which is kind of cool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Also,
Getting double work in
what
there.
a good job.
That would be. Oh my gosh, there were so many voice actor credits that were like voices Bulbasaur, Vaporeon,
Yeah.
so and so. I'm like, I just want to voice all these Pokemon.
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
Can we jump back to Pikachu's Vacation? How many of you guys are
Yes.
going to try and fall asleep to what was it called? A Bulbabai?
Oh yeah, Bulbabai.
Bulbasaur. Like, what was? I can't even remember the rhythm of what he was doing.
Yeah.
But yes, I'm definitely gonna have a Bulbabai.
Me too, dude.
The last thing I want to mention here is that the girl who voices Pikachu, I forget her name, but she voiced Pikachu in Detective Pikachu as well, which was kind of
Yeah,
cool.
she's been Pikachu's voice since the
Yeah,
beginning.
that wasn't Ryan Reynolds.
He tried his
Okay.
best.
Ryan Reynolds voiced the English. The actual Pikachu was her.
He tried really
All right,
hard.
Joe, get out of here, Joe.
I was like, man, Ryan really sounded different.
Yeah. All right, I got some fun facts for you.
All right.
What is facts? Baby, they're fun. They're fun. Oh yeah. What is facts? Baby, they're fun. They're fun. Oh, yeah.
The Japanese version has an entirely different story. In the Japanese version, Mewtwo is shown as a more favorable character, feeling that he has no place in the world and wants to earn his place. Where in the English dub version, they opt to make Mewtwo an emotionless tyrant who wants to destroy the world. So it's very different. Where
They feel
Mewtwo
like
just
that
kind of like
speaks more to Americans.
Yes.
yeah, it kind of does. It's like America's like we need a clear-cut villain in all of
We
our
need
stories.
a good
We can't-
guy and a bad guy. No one can be
Yeah.
a gray area, or we
There's
don't
no sympathy
like it.
allowed. Yeah, no sympathy allowed for these villains, you know? So there's the English version has been highly criticized by Pokemon fans for not like, especially with the whole like moral of the story being don't fight, you know, and like that's the whole premise of it. What's up, Cam?
Sorry, Corey and I are going to a new taco place that opened up out here, and I just opened up the menu that she
Is that what
sent
the
me.
bedroom's called?
Yep, and the taco place, and this is the name of one of the tacos there.
The limp brisket.
Brisket. Oh, that's funny.
They also
Oh,
have,
that's
they also
awesome.
have the Codfather. They have steak news instead of fake hashtag steak news. They have Tater's Gonna Tate. They have Piggy Smalls. They have one called Gawkward. They have Gangnam Style.
I love this place already.
Yeah, and they have
I-
one called Clustered Duck.
Whether it's good or not doesn't matter. The
Yeah.
puns make it good.
Yeah,
I love it.
and
It's
it
like
was so
every
weird.
pho place.
Yeah, yo, totally. But that was so weird reading that because like none of the tacos are like legit like Mexican tacos. It was like duck confit taco with cherry sauce, and I was like, so it's just in a tortilla. Like that's
Yeah.
all it is.
Well, that's probably like the limp brisket. I'm assuming is like Texas brisket
Yeah.
kind of
And a tortilla.
in a tortilla.
Yeah, brisket. I mean, to be fair, brisket and a tortilla sounds dank, but
So we're going to go off on a little bit of a Santa Clarita tangent here.
Yeah.
I was just talking to Madison about if we were only allowed to pick one Mexican place in Santa Clarita that we could go to, would you pick Don Cuco's or would you pick La Cocina?
are those the only two, or do I get to pick another one?
You could pick another one. Those were the only two that I was thinking about.
Taco Padre in Newhall.
Where is that?
That was right just a little bit north of mine and Johnny's apartment. Like we could walk there.
So right above Little Mexico.
Yeah, where any Mexican place should be.
Yeah.
But it was the best. Like it's the best Mexican food ever. But between those two, it would be Don Cuco's.
La Cocina
when-
for me.
Well, okay, it's hard for me to pick because La Cocina is like the nostalgic factor where I'm like, man, I love their albondiga soup there and everything. But Don Cuco's has some like really good entrees there.
Yeah, the enchiladas are banging.
Oh, so good.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
It's a hard pick. All right, so that's enough taco talk. Let's get back to these fun facts.
Taco talk.
When
Taco talk with Wreck My Podcast.
that old good TT. When the film was first conceived in 1997, it was planned to be the series finale of Pokemon. But the series' phenomenal reception resulted in minor changes to the movie to hint at the series' continuation. So the movie was released theatrically in between major episodes of the show rather than the television finale as it was originally planned.
Nice.
So this was going to be the end, but they were so popular, like, nah, we're going to keep riding this gravy train.
Yeah, I mean they were so popular that South Park made an episode making fun of Pokemon, and they won an Emmy.
Yeah.
Like-
Didn't
Didn't they make-
Pokemon.
Yeah.
Was that made during the time of the Pokemon craze, or was that
Yeah,
like years
Definitely.
later?
No.
Right.
Oh,
Definitely
wow.
during it.
All of their stuff is so topical.
Yeah, that's why I thought so. That's why I didn't know they made it like back
Yeah.
then. I thought that was something that was made way later.
And
That
they
was
won-
right around the 97, 98
right
time
and
frame.
right before what's it called, Bigger, Longer, and Uncut, or something stupid.
Oh
Yeah,
yes,
before the
that's a great
movie.
movie.
Yeah.
That's a great movie. South Park movie's great. Another one, the American edit of the film contained CGI effects that were not included in the Japanese cut.
Was it those
These include
Pokeball things? When Mewtwo
those
threw them?
and the realistic-looking clouds, because that's what makes the movie. The clouds.
The clouds. I'm glad.
But yeah, the
that they did
Pokeball. The Pokeball things, and I think some of the Mew and Mewtwo fighting
that. Yeah,
were
with like
CGI.
the orbs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. The Japanese version has a different musical soundtrack, thank God, with almost no vocal songs. So all those scenes with like the awful songs I'm talking about.
Forever, and
Yeah,
let's
those-
not punch each other.
You know, I think that's my biggest complaint about anime in general.
Yeah.
Even Dragon Ball, like all the animes. The songs that they choose are straight terrible.
They're so on the nose, dude. It's like
Yeah.
someone could be cooking pancakes, and then the background's like, I really love to eat some breakfast, pancakes and eggs, and then they like dumps the pancakes and eggs on a plate, and like it's I hate it. I hate it so much.
That just reminded me of something. So I hadn't seen Deadpool 2 until like 2 weeks ago. I finally watched
Really?
Deadpool 2.
Wow.
Yeah. And the part where Juggernaut is fighting everyone, the background song is like, Juggernaut, it's Juggernaut. Holy shit, it's Juggernaut. And I was dying. Like, this is the best song in the world for this scene. It sounds like this epic orchestral song, but the lyrics are just it's Juggernaut. I love it. And that's kind of what this is like.
Man, that's awesome.
All right. All right. So let's see. The last thing I want to mention here is a fun fact, not necessarily about this movie, but Pokemon in general, that I was unaware of. But apparently in the manga, Jesse and James are confirmed to be a couple and even get married at one point.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. As a kid, I always assumed they were brother and sister.
That's what
I
I
did
thought too. Yeah.
But no, they're supposed to be a couple. I guess like in the Japanese version, they're way more like open about them just being a couple. But, you know, America, we're like, girls are icky. Boys and girls can't be together.
They can't be friends when it's a kid show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
Even Jesse
and Meowth
had
has to be
boobs.
from New York. What was that, Joe?
Even Jesse had boobs at one point.
He did.
That's right. That was in our. I forgot we did an episode about banned
Pokemon episodes.
Pokemon episodes, which because I had a new listener reach out and say, "Hey, have you ever done like a watch along or anything?" I was like, "Funny enough, I forgot we did a whole Pokemon episode where we had it playing." I don't know how we got this past copyright, but we had it playing while we were watching it, and you can
Yeah.
watch it with us.
Amazing.
So that was fun. Yeah. All right, guys. That's all I got for this movie. I mean, it was fun. It was just fun to rewatch it. Not a great movie. If you've never seen it, you're not going to like it. It's all nostalgia. That's it.
Yeah.
But I had fun watching it.
Me too. It totally. I called my mom because she took me to see it in theaters originally, and I was like, "Hey, Mom, do you remember when you and Janice Davis took me and Michael Davis to go see?"
Shout out Janice Davis.
Yeah, to go see the Pokemon movie, and you fell asleep.
Oh, that's every parent.
Yeah.
That's literally every parent.
Oh yeah. So my mom was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Well, I'm watching it right now." She's like, "Is it still as terrible?" And I was just like, "Yeah." Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, as we get older, we find the flaws in this movie.
Yeah, but then I saw like Mewtwo, armored Mewtwo, and he walked out, and I just and then I just went, "Oh, Mom, no, it's pretty dope."
Dude, Armored Mewtwo is like I want to find a figure of Armored Mewtwo.
Oh, that'd be cool.
If they made like a sideshow collectible, I would pay $200 for like a really good
Right.
Armored Mewtwo collectible figure.
You can get armored Mewtwo in Pokemon Go.
Yeah, you can.
What?
Yeah.
Yep.
What? I got to get back on Pokemon Go, man. Did anyone else think that Mewtwo looked, when he had his stuff on, I was like, this looks like Vegeta, kind. Or no, is that what it is,
Kind
Joe,
of,
in
yeah.
Dragon Ball? Vegeta,
Yep.
kind of?
I know what
just
you
like,
mean.
Just like a thick bottom version of Vegeta. With a tail.
Oh, yeah. Oh, dude, they do sell an armored Mewtwo figure.
Oh my gosh, how much is it? And how legit does it look?
It's $88, and it looks so cool.
And does he have his arm out? Like he's in like the position of like, oh my god, it does have his arm out.
It's amazing.
It's amazing.
It's $88, and I'll send it to you.
Yeah, send me that link
And it's full on in Japanese packaging.
yes. Oh my gosh, I might have to buy that. That looks so damn cool.
It's really cool.
If you guys
amazing.
thought the armored Mewtwo scenes looked cool in the 1999 version, you should check out the updated version.
Oh man, I might have to watch that. But I also really want to watch Kong versus Godzilla. I haven't gotten around to that yet. So.
Oh, dude! Once again, Jordan, I have a question for you. One solid
I know you
question.
keep saying you have a question, but I haven't watched. You might have to ask Joe because Joe's watched it. But I don't know when I'm going to get around to watching it.
I'm
don't ask
definitely
him
not
yet.
as knowledgeable as Jordan when it comes to Godzilla.
No.
and Kong.
It's not it's not like a knowledge thing. Joe, I'm gonna text it to you right now so you can see it on air. This here we go. It's so hard for me to not read it out loud.
I just got the link you sent me for that Mewtwo. I'm so excited.
I know.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
All right, Joe. There's my question.
I get the question. I don't know why.
I don't know either.
That is a thing.
I've Googled everything. I'm like, I Google everything, and there's no answer other than like how it came to be within the film, like
Yeah.
plot. But
I'm very interested to know what this question is once I watch.
yeah.
Is the question why they showed Godzilla's giant dong?
Yes, it's huge.
Yes.
And it's super weird because lizards have internal reproductive organs.
And you thought atomic breath was big. Wait till you
Uh-oh.
see Kong's dong glow blue.
Yeah,
Kong's dong.
Kong's dong. Yeah, it's all
Kong's dong.
radioactive
New porno,
nut all
Kong's
over
dong.
Tokyo.
All right, guys. So that's the Pokemon episode. That was a lot of fun. Thanks to Cole for suggesting that one. One of our good patrons and friends of the show.
I know him.
Yeah, we
like to
all. We all know. Do you like to Phen? Go ahead and give us a rating or review. If you give us a review and let me know on Instagram, I will send you a sticker. That's pretty easy to do. Let's try and get to 50 5-star reviews because we're the only podcast that deserves that. So
Wait. 5 stars reviews?
Yes,
Or-
50
or
5 stars.
55 just star reviews.
just stars. Yeah, so like just send 55 1-star reviews to get us that 55
That
star
would be
review.
so
A
terrible.
cumulative.
That would be terrible.
Yeah. All right, guys.
Wow,
I don't
you
know
guys
what
have
we're gonna.
55-star reviews. 55-star reviews. They're like, yeah, we have 55-star
Star
reviews.
reviews.
There's 55 stars across all our reviews. So I don't know what we're gonna do for the next episode. I feel like I had a suggestion from someone that was like, "Yeah, that sounds awesome," but I can't remember it now.
I think it was something that I sent you.
Oh, jujitsu, right? Is that what it was
Yeah,
called?
the Nick Cage movie, Jiu-Jitsu.
And Madison just said the other night, she goes, "How have you guys? You've had a Brendan Fraser month, but you've never had a Nicolas Cage month.
Yeah.
What is wrong with you?" So
Yeah,
maybe
We don't
this
want to
will
torture
kick off.
ourselves.
If we do that, we do have to watch the Deadfall, which is the ultimate terrible Nick Cage movie, and my mentor directed it,
And who's your mentor again?
Christopher Coppola.
There you go. Name dropping. We name dropped Halsey last week. We're name dropping Christopher Coppola this week. There you go. No, I think we should do a Nicolas Cage month, and maybe we'll do one of those things I like to do with our Instagram where I put a bunch up and we do
a poll?
polls
Yeah.
and see who wins and which ones are the best. No National Treasure. That's too normal.
It's way
That's
too
too much
way
of a
too
normal
extra.
movie.
Like we have
Yeah.
to watch like Wicker Man.
Yes.
And like and Deadfall's
Face Off.
amazing. Face Off.
I know this movie probably isn't bad, but I haven't seen Matchstick Men in a long time, and he's in that.
I forgot that was even a thing.
Yeah, I remember liking it, but I haven't seen it in a really long
Gone
time.
in 60 seconds.
60 seconds.
Oh,
yeah.
we gotta do Gone in 60 Seconds. That movie, classic.
Lord
classic.
of War.
Yeah.
That too.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll do something like that coming up. But apart from that, yeah, just follow us on stuff. Go to our wreckmypodcast.com where you can check out our Patreon. You can check out our Redbubble store, all that fun hubbaloo. And then just keep tuning in every week and let us make you laugh, because that's what we're here to do. We're here to make you laugh. All right, guys. We'll see you all next week.
Snowball. Snob. Snowball. Snowball. Snob. Snob. Snowball. Snob.
Wreck My Podcast. Wreck My Podcast.
Is that how Snubble says, love you, bye? Or
Yeah, he's like, Snob. Snob. Snowball.
I love the face you have to make while you're doing
it's
it.
awful. It's awful. It's just like, Snowball.
You have to almost like make a snubble face.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's like, yeah, it's awful. I have to look like a fake bulldog.
All right, so let's do a clap right now, and then we'll do Patreon. And since Krager's not here, we're gonna talk about our favorite Pokemon video games.
Oh, sick. Okay.
Yeah,
We're not
all
going
right,
to talk about his unstoppable endurance.
No. All right, let's do a clap. 1, 2, 3.
We make it clap.
Spot on.
We
Okay,
make it clap.
clap. Let me do the intro real quick here.
Yeah. Sean Paul, Busta Rhymes. One more
Pitbull,
time.
Mr. Worldwide.
Give
All right.
it to me one time.
All right, Chet Hanks over there. Jeez.
It's Chetina.
All right.